All right. Anyway, thank you. So I'm gonna wait because Mr. Ferrovax has been such a wonderful supporter of the channel. I'm going to let him go next. So Ferrovax, you have a choice between Foster Imposter, Pokemon, Ralph, Flirting, and Starfish. I obviously wait for. Oh, there you go. Tick tock, Starfish it is. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. And this one reads as the following. Am I the asshole for telling my close friend she needs to be better at sex to maintain relationships? One of my BFFs have had a long call with me this weekend, lamenting the loss of another potential guy. We've had these calls quite often over the years, and I know 100% the reason guys don't stay with her. She's completely selfish and terrible in bed. How do I know? Well, I know her and how she talks about sex with partners. I dated someone in the past who also had a fling with her. Usually, I let her vent, but this time I thought it went too far. The guy she's seeing was great, of course pandemic notwithstanding. I'm sure it has some pressure on their relationship. He was smart, cute, sexy, and kind from what I saw. I bet it has something to do with how she's basically a starfish in bed, treats blowjobs like they're moving mountains, and basically sticks in 1 to 2 things in a little box of ideas. I told her in no impolite terms that sexual compatibility is important. I went through this same challenge with my boyfriend where I agreed upon a compromise around anal because we both loved everything else about the relationship. In this day and age, guys want adventurous women, and it's going to be hard to find someone compatible if your bar is very high. You might find someone, but it'll take time. After the call, our group chat blew up, where she vented in the group that I was telling her it's her fault for not telling good guys because she doesn't put out like my name, and that my name thinks being a good girlfriend is being a good slut for your man. I felt insulted and told her not to talk about me like that again. My friends were mixed in their support. Am I the asshole for telling her what needs to be said bluntly after years of the same conversations?
They're both the asshole. On the one, right, everyone's terrible. On the one hand, like, yes, I first was on her side and I was like, yes, like, if you have knowledge and you could find a maybe nicer way to say it, like, hey, well, how are things in the bedroom, and like inquire and like maybe talk about like, being comfortable with your sexuality and encouraging her to like embrace it, that type of thing. Don't tell someone you should do what your man wants you to do to keep them. That's not a good advice. Also, your friend is not a slut just because she likes to have a lot of sex. So they both pretty much suck.
Well, I mean, the way that it reads is definitely like the nicer version of how I imagine in my brain, my horrible brain, that the actual conversation was something along the lines of, well, maybe they keep leaving you because you're a terrible fucking lay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and she even admits that she was blunt.
Sorry.
Starfish really lived up to what I was hoping it would. Like, it's like I'm voting for it, and it paid off.
Anne, did you have something you wanted to add?
Oh no, I was just saying, like, I agree with Sippy. I think that's exactly what was going through my mind, especially at the end when she was like, "Oh, I said it very bluntly. Am I the asshole for saying it bluntly?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's something you probably should have been nicer about." Having a conversation.
PB, are there any...
I would be so upset if like somebody, like, say I slept with somebody, except with my friend, and my friend came back and told me, was like, Brian said you were a terrible fuck. Like, that would hurt my feelings. So, I don't think there's any nice way to say that. Even if you said it nicely, it wouldn't make me feel good.
Darling, I think you're a pillow princess and you need to do something about it.
I'm like totally envisioning the starfish though. Like, I'm like the mental images. Like,
I was so hopeful for this because I was like, is it chocolate starfish? Is it the chocolate starfish? Is that where this is going? Oh no, it's just regular starfish, like that thing you do when you're too drunk and you just pass out like this. Oh no, but now we're talking about anal. It's both.
I'll be honest, I didn't know starfish was a thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was a thing.
Starfish.
The more you learn.
Pillow princess.
Doesn't know, then what the hell? It's like a mystery.
We've always called
I
it a
love
dead
you.
fuck, but
A dead what?
to me, a dead fuck.
A dead fuck.
To me, starfish is when you lay in bed and you're like, when you sleep, you take up the whole damn bed. My husband says I starfish all the time, but trust me, I don't starfish.
What's this post?
No woman thinks they starfish.
Oh, God.
No woman. Just like my wife doesn't think she snores. I'm sorry, honey. To throw facts in the mix.
Oh no, I will. Snippet and I will both be the first to admit you get too many in us. We starfish.
What?
I mean, she
Sorry?
says I do, so. With the cupboard.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good question.
what's this?
What is
Or do
the
men-
term for men?
Men.
Or do
What,
men just
starfishing?
starfish too?
Uh,
To know.
It's called being a guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
True.
That's a good
Probably.
question. I don't know.
One pump chump.
Being lazy and letting the woman do all the work.
That's why we
Um,
like women on top so much.
I don't.
That's
That's a good question. I no. It's usually the scriptures describe a lady. Yeah, pillow princess,
Bareback
starfish.
spreading. Yeah.
Manspreading.
There are male starfish, okay? Let's get that
Manspreading.
straight.
Well, and that's why there's a term for women because it's the default for men.
Oh, wow. It's expected behavior.
I'd get
was
mad at you if it
amazing.
wasn't funny and true.
I've always heard like starfishing as like, you know, passing out in that fashion, not as a sexual thing. And the only like either a lame fuck, a lame lay, or for women, and for dudes it's like one pump chump or Minuteman. Like
Minuteman.
those are the things that
I'm just
I've heard.
efficient,
Yeah.
Sippy. I'm just
Yeah, but the
efficient.
question that I have, and I mean this is one for the men, have you ever left a girl because she laid there and took it?
I'm refusing to comment on this story any further.
So
I want to know though. That's a good point. Like, do you actually have? How many men have broken up with women because the woman is bad in bed?
So I have never had a long enough relationship with someone that was bad in bed to say that we were dating.
Well, that's our answer then. He didn't even last to a relationship level because they were so bad.
But I mean, I've never broken up with a one pump chump because he was a one pump chump, because he was an asshole.
Right.
Well, no, and
You know what I mean?
the individuals that like that was during my post divorce. We're just doing things for fun's sake, and I'm not looking for a relationship, and I put that out front. Like, we might do this once, we might do this 2 or 3 times, but this is not a relationship. This is fun for all of us, and that's it. And once it stops being fun, we're done.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for contributing to this riveting conversation. Well, I'm now feeling enriched in multiple terminologies for a corpse. So,
You learn a new term every week.
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Excellent.
dude.
Yes, and just remember, just because your partner might be a corpse doesn't mean you can go fuck one. So let's get a raise of hand for not that. Raise a hand for not the arsehole. Join in chat at home. Tell your friends, neighbours, grannies. Yeah, not the arsehole. And can I get a raise of hand for asshole? Oh, okay. So excellent.
I'm
All right.
with Meg. Everybody's an asshole.
Okay, so if you would like to know the court of public opinion, that was the asshole on that one. So like I said, even if the OP had sex with a friend, it would be a huge assumptive leap to equate the experience with all the experiences the friend had with other people. I'm sure there are people who think I was better at sex than others, but otherwise 100% spot on.
So
Okay.
The other thing that I based my decision on was that this person was also referred to as being very selfish, and the whole article focused on the sex stuff, but it started off with they are also super selfish. So start working on the sex stuff, and maybe learning to be a better lover will help you learn to be a more giving and less selfish individual.
Okay, all right. Well,
Justification.
thank you very much to
Be nice and share.
yes. Anyway.